Welcome, dear friends from all over the planet. Sandra and I are sitting here at the Kyle of Tong in the very north of Scotland. It's a very unspoiled territory. 100 miles south of here, near a village called Brora. In 1997 we received the inspiration of Care First and were very clear that the landscape helped us to ground that impulse.
We really wanted to introduce ourselves in the setting that we love so much, with the feeling that Care First is not just about our actions, it's who we are inside, who we really are inside of ourselves, and nature is so much a part of us.
The way that Care First came into being in 1997 was that Sandra and I have had this healing and counseling practice for a long time. And at some point I started looking at issues we have with money, survival and work. And I had a sense that it was going to be really important for us to address money properly. So in wanting to look at that, I felt I first needed to deal with my own fears in relationship to money and the fear in humanity, and really come to my heart first. And once that had occurred and I could really look from my heart at the financial economic issues, the insight of Care First came, which was really simple. It was a picture that when we look at money, it is good to always immediately think of care. Put money and care next to each other and make sure that care leads the way and money serves. Instead of money leading the way at the expense of everything that we care for. So the way that we describe Care First is to care for ourselves, care for each other, care for the earth, and let money serve that care.
And I think what we're understanding about Care First is that it takes quite a bit of courage. Some of our friends have been saying it's daring ourselves to love, which has not been so easy for many of us in the kind of world that we live in. I know that we want to, but finding that courage and expressing that feeling isn't so easy. It takes people acting together to make change. So sitting at home on our own isn't going to get the two of us very far. We can do a lot, but we could do so much more if a lot of people, really a lot of people, would decide that care in teams, in groups, from organisations, whatever paths we all walk, to collaborate, to come together and really build with that feeling of love and joy and placing care where care really needs to be placed.
Yeah, it's really beautiful, Sandra, because what happened to me once I shifted from fear to love inside of myself in the early 90s, I then had a dream where I saw money. And I felt the energy of money completely fill up with love, through which money and love became the same thing. Well, it was an extraordinary experience. And I immediately thought, what would it be like if that was the atmosphere in a bank? How would the bank look at customers? How would they care for them? How would they look at their needs when money gets connected to love? So we began to look at this connection, and I began to realize that there is a lot of separation between love and the economic and financial world. But that is also what causes it to be so unhealthy. So when the insight of Care First came, it began to ground that love. And what we are intending to do at the moment is to show all individuals and organizations who are working with Care First what an incredible force that is. And a friend of mine said, by naming it Care First and giving that a proper place in our world, we're almost giving ourselves and each other permission to love in the most practical aspects of our life.
So today it has been a magnificent, warm, sunny, wonderful 1st of October day, which everyone is thoroughly enjoying, but with reservations in my heart as to whether this is part of the global warming. So it's good for our bodies to be warm in the sun, sitting in a magnificent spot like this. But we are learning more and more that care for our planet is as essential as it is for ourselves, our family and our friends. So we are hoping that you'll contact us and join us on a caring journey.
Yes, and the intention really is to spread the message of Care First worldwide, to connect everybody who's applying it, and to tackle the issues that relate to Care First together. And of course it has to do with the structure of the monetary system, the gap between the rich and the poor. We are really concerned about people being able to do work that they love and at the same time be able to sustain themselves, and how we work that out. So we don't have to work for money and suffer, but that working for money becomes a way where we gather a tool called money to support our material and spiritual life, and are happy with the activity by which we collect or receive the money.